I'm not very familiar at all with the political issues that go on today. I just kind of base my opinions off of what I see on social media, which really isn't good because that doesn't mean that I have my own opinion. I'm kind of just like taking somebody else's opinion and calling it my own, but that's just the reality of the situation.
When it comes to political issues, I pay attention probably as much as I watch the news, so I probably try to keep up to date maybe every week. If not, I probably lose track of time, but I always do check up on my phone about what's going on in politics.
If school did teach more about politics, I feel like I would be more encouraged to keep up. One reason being because if school's teaching it, there's most likely going to be a quiz or a test on it, so you need to know the information. And so, like, when you know the information, I feel like some things, like when you learn the information, you're like, wow, this is kind of interesting, and then you do your own research, like, on your own, and maybe that could be, like, the same thing for politics, but I don't know, because school doesn't really.
If school has probably talked about politics a little more, I would definitely pay attention to it a lot more, because then it would be a lot more valid in what I'm researching and what I'm studying in school.
Yes, I definitely feel like we need to teach our young students more about race in the LGBTQ community because these are the main topics in today's world that people are getting bullied for, people are getting killed over. Like, I feel like if we were more educated when we were younger on these topics, then this stuff wouldn't be happening. You know what I mean?
Teaching about things like lesbian, gays, and their rights and race would definitely help benefit. I feel like whenever you're informing people about something like that, it's really important that everybody understands it.
Yes, I definitely feel that teaching younger students about race and about LGBTQ would definitely help people become more aware. Because when I was little, I was bullied for being black, and I feel like if they were aware of like the actual situation and things that my people have gone through, then I don't think they would bully me as much. But since they have no idea what's going on, they think it's just funny that I'm different and that I don't look like them.
Yes, I do believe so because it would make children more aware of what is going on in the world.
Yes, I definitely feel that adding this to the curriculum would change our society. Like, I'll give you an example. For the N-word. Like, I know so many people who aren't black who are trying to say it. Like, my friends that are white are like, oh, like, can I call you this? Like, no, you can't call me that. Like, if they were educated as to what that word actually means, I don't think they would be trying to call me that. Like, that's not okay for anybody who's, like, not black to say the N-word. And so, if that was added to, like, our curriculum when we were younger, people would understand that and would not want to say that word. You know what I mean? But that's just one of the many examples that I can think of.
I think it would definitely change the environment and the community because now people are aware. I mean, now they become a little bit more understanding to what's going on with someone's life or the thought process about making these types of decisions or even about race. Like, it's important. Those classes would be super important just because they inform you and they make you a little less ignorant to the world.
Nope, my school didn't encourage any of these topics because I'm not trying to be racist in this, but I came from like a majority white school, so obviously like they didn't really feel the need to talk about like black history because there were barely any black people in the class or barely any black people in the school. So yeah, it really wasn't encouraged. Like, nobody was like, oh, like, we're not going to teach this here, but maybe you want to do research on your own and like give me the available tools. Like, no, I wasn't taught like anything about my culture until like high school when I took the interest of and was like, hey, like, what's the actual history behind this? And now I'm glad that I'm at a university where like actual like African American culture classes are offered and I can actually have the opportunity to learn about like my culture since nobody ever taught me. And it's a shame that it took this long until I'm 18 years old, a college freshman, for all these options to be available for me, you know?
My high school did not really encourage a lot of that, but my high school is also one of the most diverse in Chicago. So being around people, different people, and different cultures, like I was able to kind of understand all sides of racism and even like the gay and lesbian side of things.
So because I really wasn't taught my culture when I was younger, I've taken matters into my own hands, and I'm trying to like teach myself. Like I actually don't take any of the classes that are offered here currently, like maybe in the future, but I'm trying to focus on like my major classes and those requirements and blah blah blah. But I do I do sometimes look up like the things that are going on, like as far as like the Black Lives Matter movement. And I wrote a paper on the Black Lives Matter movement, and I wrote a paper on Colin Kaepernick's like protest to like the racial injustice that's happening in America. So I feel like by taking those like little steps and writing papers on it, I am educating myself kind of. And now that I've written those papers, like I know more about the history and the background and more about what's going on in like my race and in my culture in this country.
I wouldn't say I'm involved with anything, but I definitely have friends and like classmates that are multi-race, and like I personally don't discriminate, so I have friends of all cultures.